Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jenna, and today I want to talk about one very common issue and a question I am asked often, and that is how to tighten flabby arms. I'm going to give you one exercise, one each for beginner, intermediate and advanced fitness levels that you can do to tighten and tone your arms at home. However, first I'm going to cover the reasons why you have loose arms or flabby arms, the mistakes you're making, and what you should be focusing on so that you can build toned arms. Although there are many factors that contribute to excess arm fat or loose arms, the primary cause of this generally comes down to lack of muscle tone. It is absolutely essential that you build muscle as part of toning your arms. You don't even need to be overweight. Even if you are considered thin, if you lack muscle tone, you can still have loose arms. When muscles have that toned tight look, it is because of 1, muscle that has been built, and 2, a low body fat percentage. I'll talk a wee bit more about this soon. Now, on top of this, age, activity level, and genetics all play a part in how toned your arms are and how toned they can be. Let's start with age. As we age, usually around our mid-30s, our skin begins to lose elasticity and become less firm. On top of this, we also begin to lose muscle mass. This also happens around our mid-30s to early 40s. Although we cannot reverse the good old aging process yet, we can take steps to slow down this process, such as eating a clean diet, supplementation, maintaining a healthy weight, and regular exercise. So if you're in your mid-30s or older, don't go worrying. I can assure you, you definitely can still tone your arms, so hear me out. Now, another reason for flabby arms, and I use this term because you guys use this term frequently, is being overweight and having excess body fat. Even if you build muscle tone, the excess body fat must be burnt in order to reveal that toned muscle underneath and give your arms that toned, tight look. So what about genetics? Yes, genetics do play a part in how toned someone naturally is. Some people will have to work harder than others to build muscle tone, and there really isn't a thing we can do about our genetic makeup. However, you can change your body composition and increase your metabolism if you are dedicated enough. Okay, so with that covered, I now want to lay out the steps that you need to take in order to lose arm fat and tone your arms. First of all, you need to stop with the excessive cardio. That will not tone your arms. Yes, it will burn some fat, but it won't build the necessary muscle needed. Instead, you need to shift your focus on building more muscle. Now, the older you are, the more important it is that you do this because your muscle mass is continuously decreasing over the years, which will only cause your muscles to become more flabby and loose. Okay, so to build muscle mass, you need to start resistance training. By this, I mean performing exercises that apply resistance to a specific muscle repeatedly to enable your muscle fibers to grow. You can do this by using free weights such as dumbbells or machines such as a dip machine, or you can use your own body weight by performing exercises such as push-ups and dips. It was thought that the perfect rep range for muscle hypertrophy was between 6 and 12 reps, but new studies reveal that you can build muscle by performing rep ranges right up to around 30. Now, I'm not going to go into that in this video, but I do have a separate video that explains muscle hypertrophy in more detail, so I'm going to link that in the description for you. Okay, so starting resistance training and building muscle is great. That's necessary. However, it still won't get you the results you want. In order to reveal that toned muscle that you've built, it's essential that you lose the body fat covering it. Now, to lose the fat, you do not need to rush out and start doing loads of cardio again. In fact, this can actually cause you to lose muscle mass if you're not careful. It's super important to preserve your hard-earned muscle mass while losing the body fat. You do not want your weight loss to come from muscle. It needs to come from fat. To lose fat, it's important that you're in a calorie deficit. This means consuming less calories than you burn on a daily basis. Now, here it becomes really important that your protein intake remains high so that you do not lose muscle. It's recommended that you consume around 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. The reason protein intake is so important is because this is the macronutrient responsible for growth, strength, and repair of cells. If protein intake is too low, then you cannot build muscle. Now, last of all, with all of that covered, and before I show you the exercises, the most important piece to this puzzle is consistency. You cannot expect to see results in a week, month, or for some people it can take many months to see significant results. This all depends on how much work is required from your starting point to get the results you want. Building muscle isn't easy. It takes dedication, consistency, and patience. The people who are able to apply this are guaranteed to get results. However, most people don't stick at it long enough and live in hope that there is a quick fix out there, and I can tell you now there just isn't. With all of that said, I'm going to give you 3 exercises, one each for beginner, intermediate and advanced fitness levels that you can start doing today to start toning your arms and lose that arm flab. I'm going to start with a beginner exercise. For this, all you will need is a small space on a wall. You can perform this either kneeling down or standing, whichever is more comfortable. Stand facing the wall and stretch your arms out so that your hands sit flat against it. Step your feet back so that you are slightly leaning forward but keeping your elbows straight. Keep your core engaged, glutes squeezed and knees straight if you're standing. In a slow controlled movement, bend your elbows and lean forward, keeping them close to your body. Hold this for a second and push back to your starting point. By keeping your elbows close to your body, you are ensuring that resistance is placed on your triceps. Perform between 6 to 12 reps in a row and 3 to 4 sets. Rest 60 seconds between sets. Another way to do this is by doing reps to failure, so continue to push out quality reps until you fail. Okay, now moving on to the intermediate level exercise. You won't need a wall for this, all you need is the floor. Get into the push-up position with your knees resting on the ground. Your shoulders should be in line with your hands. Now for this exercise, I'm going to shift my hand position from regular push-up position to the diamond push-up position. This means placing your forefinger and thumb together, creating a diamond shape. This places more emphasis and resistance on your triceps as opposed to your shoulders. Engage your core, squeeze your glutes, and maintain a flat back. In a slow controlled movement, bend your elbows and get your chest as close to the floor as possible. In a continuous movement, push back up to your starting position. Perform between 6 to 12 reps in a row in 3 to 4 sets. Rest 60 seconds between sets. Another way to do this is by doing reps to failure. So continue to push out quality reps until you fail, just like the first exercise. Now moving on to our third exercise, which is the advanced version of exercise 2. Get into a push-up position, but this time your knees will be raised off the ground. Engage your core, squeeze your glutes and maintain a flat back. With your thumbs and forefinger touching, creating a diamond shape, bend at your elbows and lower your chest as close to the floor as possible. Push back up to the starting position. Perform between 6 to 12 reps in a row in 3 to 4 sets. Rest 60 seconds between sets. You can also do this by performing reps to failure, so continue to push out quality reps until you fail, just like the first two exercises. Now, I have one bonus exercise for you. I include this in my upper body training every time, and it's really hard to beat this exercise for toning your entire upper body. For this though, you need some form of dip bar or a dip station. To modify this, you can use a resistance band by placing it over the bars. When performing this exercise, try to keep your elbows back and close to your body and refrain from leaning too far forward. If you do this, you will shift the resistance towards your chest. We want to ensure the resistance is placed primarily on our arms. Keep your chest and shoulders back and straighten your legs. In a controlled movement, dip your body as far as your strength allows, usually until your hands are in line with under your arms. Using the power in your arms, push your body back up to your starting position. For most people, this exercise will require more strength than the tricep push-ups that I have just demonstrated, so I recommend performing reps to failure in 3 to 4 sets, resting 90 seconds between each set. So there you go guys, there are 3 exercises plus a bonus exercise that you can start doing today to start the process of getting rid of that arm flab and tightening and toning your arms. It's important to remember that the cause of flabby arms varies from person to person, and usually it's a combination of factors involved such as age, genetics, activity level and body fat percentage. By incorporating regular exercise, resistance training, a healthy diet and consistency, you are guaranteed to get results. I hope you enjoyed that. If you do have any questions, please leave me a comment and we'll see you next time.